Hello. This week I want to share with you another quite large unboxing. But I thought first of all I'd give you a clue as to what might be in it. And I think there's quite a few of you out there that are going to recognise this immediately. But just bring this out first. So that's clearly a plinth for a statue. And if I bring the statue in, this should give it away to most of you. I think a lot of people are going to recognise this. It's the statue from Carentan. Now, initially I downloaded a 28mm file for this. I looked all round on the net and eventually found one. I haven't got a 3D printer, so I asked my friend at Warfare to print it off for me. And obviously we went with the initial print from the file that said it was for 28mm, and it became fairly apparent that, you know, it wasn't. That's just too big for 28mm. The other thing is the arm was the wrong way round. Apart from that, it's pretty close to the real statue. So we toyed around with it, and then we came up with this one, and we switched the arm round to the correct position, and that's just close in on that for you. And that's basically the statue from Carentan, the War Memorial, which I wanted because I wanted it to stand out in the square. Now, you know that I'm specialising now. I want to focus on just Normandy. Rather than trying to do a bit of everything, I'd rather do the battles across Normandy from D-Day, you know, through to the breakout and you know, and beyond. All the battles in Normandy is what I want to look at, really. So I've basically, over time, I've got rid of all the buildings I've had for like Holland, and some of the buildings that I've built along the way that just don't sit well in Normandy. And so what I've done is I've recycled a lot of those, and I've had to use some of the money, you know, for ordinary life things, but I kept a little bit of it back and added it to any birthday money that I got and things like that from people. And well, let me bring the box in. I wanted something else that would go with the other Normandy buildings that I've got, that would portray Carentan. And this is what I ordered. Now, I've ordered this from, what's his name now? Let me just get that in front of me. Ever the professional. Patrick Miniatures. He's based in Berlin, Germany, I think. And it arrived the other day, and I thought I'd share it with you. I've ripped off all the custom labels and things like that, and address labels. But let's open it up. There's a leaflet. That's his name, Patrick Miniatures. Well, it says here he's on eBay, but I actually ordered from him on Etsy. And I think what I'll do, make it easier, I'm going to put the box down and then I'll lift out what I've got in it, and I think that'll make it easier for you to see. You have to bear with me on this one because you're seeing it as I'm seeing it. First thing I want to know is that it survived the post. Right. Oh, it's got some tape on holding it together. I think you'll recognise part of that. Let's try and bring a bit more light onto this. If you ever looked at pictures of Carentan, you'll notice these arched, overhanging buildings. There's a row of them of this archway. It's very distinctive for Carentan. It's in the marketplace, just down from the marketplace where the statue is. So I wanted it for like the centre of a town arrangement. And as I say, it's not actually cost me anything because I've sold my old buildings, you know, including those, you know, the Sarissa little house buildings that I did where I did the bomb damage in it. I've let them go because I didn't think they quite looked like Normandy. And I thought, being as I'm condensing, I can at least get things how I want them. There we go. I'm not quite sure which way round to go yet. I'll have to look at that, but let's just focus on unpacking them so you can see them all. It was an expensive set, but like I say, at the end of the day, I put my hobby money into it, so it's not actually cost me anything. And it's something I always wanted. Like I say, I've probably not gone the right way round, but oh, this last one's a big one as well. And that's it. As I say, if it's I think that might be more. Is that more how it is? I'm not sure. I'll have to look at it in the photographs. But the one thing with these is there's plenty of photographs to go on. So, you know, I should be able to... Sorry about that. Just pouring a bit of light on for you. So there it is. Now that's, like I say, it's a big outlay, but it's probably the last big outlay I'll make building wise, because as you know, I've got quite a few that are waiting to be painted that you might not have seen since they arrived. So at some point I'll be doing a video where I'm painting a lot of these up together so I can keep the look going throughout them all. But I just thought it'd be interesting to share it with you because, you know, I know, like me, there's a lot of people out there that haven't got a 3D printer or don't feel comfortable with the idea of going into 3D printing just yet, or just can't afford it, like me. And so we have to rely on the people that we find online. And, you know, touch wood, I've been fairly lucky. Most of the people I've ordered from have been really good. As I say, I don't think I've ordered from Patrick before, but to be honest, I'm liking what I see, because I have seen a few different versions of this, and I've seen some where it's got like a false brick pattern on that didn't look very convincing. So there are a few other versions of this out there. But you know, I'm pretty pleased with this. I mean, I know there's not a great deal of detail on this part because it's you know, it's going to be rendered anyway because they were. Probably the only thing that I find a little bit problematic, but I did see that was the case on most of the prints, is not so with this one, but like this one, look, the windows, they're not open, so they're just to be painted up. I do prefer it to have an open window, but then again, look, there's no floor, so you know, you're not. I mean, there are ways that I could get around that if I wanted to, but will it be worth it? Will it be risking it? I mean, you know, tell me your thoughts. Tell me what you think. Would you do that? You know, would you try and put a mop floor into this and then try and open these windows up? Or would you paint them? I'm not sure. With these ones, you know, I could imagine leaving them and that'd be fine. When they start getting lower down here, I really do like to see them open. I mean, this one's open, so I'm not quite sure why that one wasn't a window. But as I say, I've seen it on other kits as well. So I don't think that's specific to these from Patrick. And looking at the rest of it, it's printed really well. And I'm, you know, really pleased with it. This one is obviously not such an issue. You have got that third floor and the second floor, and obviously, does that come off? Yes. You've got your base floor, so there's a lot more positions for potential troop placing in that part. I mean, I know you don't necessarily have to have all of these in a battle. They are together, obviously, but how you position them is down to you, isn't it? Same with this one, really. You've obviously got sellotape on it. Take this off. Obviously, as regards the bottom floor and the top and the middle floor, no problems there. The windows are all open. It's just the tops, really. So whether I'd paint them for effect or do something with them, I'm not sure. As I say, if you got any opinions or ideas, you know, drop them in the comments. I'm always willing to take a few on board. Well, this one's 4 floors, isn't it? Sorry if I'm muttering a bit here. It's interesting to see, really. Right. So obviously you've got the mop windows on the top, but then you haven't got a floor for that bit anyway. Ooh, there's even more, aren't there? So you got 1 floor, 2 floors, 3 floors, 4 floors, and then obviously if this did have a floor, which, well, there's one thing that's for definite, you're not going to open those windows up because it's solid behind here, look. So they would definitely be painted for effect. So I'm not sure it's important really at the end of the day. It's the look, isn't it? There's certainly plenty of playability about them, so pretty pleased with the overall finish of these. I think they look the part. Yeah. So, I mean, the next process on these when I get to them is washing them. I mean, that's something else, you know, if any of you could give me a tip on that. I assume that these have to be washed before you paint them, because I wash everything else that's been 3D printed. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed seeing them. If you were looking to take the dabble, I hope there's something I've shown you that kind of helps you decide whether it's something you want or not. There's plenty of playability as I can see it in all the floors and around it and under the archways. So, you know, they're a good working piece of terrain from my perspective. In terms of Patrick Miniatures, I'm pretty pleased with the overall service. You know, I'm not, I don't know what the word is, affiliated. I'm not connected with any of these people. I'm just, you know, passing it on. You know, if I'm happy with what they've given me, I'm going to tell everybody else. And then if you want to use them, you can. If you don't, that's fine. But it's just a way of knowing, because when you first step out on your own to buy from people, you never quite know what you're going to get. And as regards Patrick's work, I'm really pleased with it. He's done me a nice job. It came within the time frame that I ordered it, that he said it would. Obviously, when it comes to things like this, you need to bear in mind that the probably be import taxes to pay, because there was on this set. But quality wise, I'm really pleased with it, and they've arrived safely, and that's the main thing. And then, you know, just to mention, you know, my mate at Warfare, this isn't in his line, but he was kind enough to print it for me, you know, because I've ordered quite a lot from him in the past. And there's some of the other people I've used. Well, there's so many. You'd have to go back through my videos. But on the whole, I'm really pleased with them. You will see them again at some point during a mass painting project. I will be decorating some of these inside and out at some point. And yeah, as I say, any questions you want to ask about these specifically, or any of the other pieces that I've got, or suggestions you want to make, please drop them below. I always answer everybody that, you know, takes the time to comment. And, you know, just want to mention, you know, how much I appreciate, you know, all the support and all the kind comments that I'm getting. It's great. I mean, it is why I do it. It's to share the hobby with your friends, really, online friends. And that's, you know, as corny as it sounds, that's how I see you. There's not a massively active club around me that I've found as yet that deal in bolt action. So my input with you online is my way of sharing the hobby, if you like. And you know, I can't thank you all enough for the support you've given me. And you know, it's amazing. So, you know, please keep it up. You know, no matter how, you know, daft you might think the question is, if any questions, please ask them. And any comments, you know, good or bad. I don't claim to be an expert. I'm still learning. So I'm open to tips and things like that. But thanks for joining me. Hope you found it interesting. And as usual, if you have, please consider giving me a thumbs up. Or subscribing if you've not subscribed. And I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.